Okay. So what I want to show really quickly. So typically my work setup, this may be useful to some people. This is called code. Because the context windows are, it's a million context window, of course. But these, testing. I'll just project. So these typically work better based on folders and actually structure them as if they're separate projects. That's how I like to actually work it, and I name them so you can actually understand. And especially given, thank you, especially given the context around work in this particular thing, it's a bit frustrating sometimes because typically I'll have to paste it in there, work in the see here, Copious project, and then I'll actually place the project and have the folder structured. And then it allows the actual AI model to work a bit better. So this is one of the setups. I use all of the models. Our platform can code itself as well. Oh, let me swipe over. Let's see here. Let's see. There we go. Bingo. All right, so I'm gonna open a few windows and I'm gonna show you guys Copious, which is what we're working on. Just for context, we were building a social network for taste called Yummy, and that's what we raised funding against. And it was really hard for us to recruit in LA from a skills perspective. So my wife, and this is like, gave her the ability to say she was smarter than me. She was like, we just need to utilize the tools that exist, stupid. And we did, and we, by mistake, we built out this agentic model that built our app for us. It rebuilt the app because we already had to build the app manually. And it just showed us how incompetent we really were. And as a result, we started showing investors, and they say, you guys should turn that into a product. So that's what we actually did, and we're gonna be releasing it to more people in the next few weeks. So this is the actual Swift package project. So I do look at the code manually to ensure that it's just not a bunch of slop. But for the most part, the agent does the programming. So I'm gonna build it here in real time and then show you guys the platform really quick. I'm looking at the timer. So it's actually building and it's running from Xcode. So for those who don't know, this is the native interface that Apple gives you to build iOS apps and build Mac OS apps. And this is what I utilize through Codex, through Claude, and through our actual platform. So for context around Copious, so the way that we're positioning Copious, I was talking earlier to a few people as an AI orchestration engine, so AOE. And I see the world of AI going towards this whole idea of orchestration because unlike traditionally with the mobile phone, with Apple locking it in and Google locking in the phone, it's a totally different dynamic. Open source is not going to go away. And I think the frontier model companies, they understand this. So it's going to be this hybrid approach. And what I'm looking at as an investor, because I invest as well, so if you guys are raising money, come and talk to me after, is who's going to build the app store layer, what the iPhone had actually unlocked. The iPhone itself wasn't unlocked. And then when Benny Hoff went and talked to Steve Jobs, at least how the story is read, they had this app store idea. And that opened trillions of dollars of mobile first companies. And so we're much smarter as a community. So we're talking about this stuff. These are the landlines, open weights, APIs. There's going to be a layer with all of that stuff goes to the back, and you can just press one button and get these things to work. So that's what I'm looking at as an investor. Okay, so it states that it's running. Let me see here. So we have two projects simultaneously. So this is the dev version. We also have the version for the end users, and they run simultaneously. So when the code is updated here, it's updated in the Xcode project file as well. So let's see where Copious is. Let's see here. Maybe it's behind here. Where are you? You're not over there. Where are you hiding, honeybee? It states that it's open here. Let's find it. Where are you, honeybee? Okay, open Copious. There we go, I see it over here. I found it, let's move it over. Okay, so, no. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Open. And later. Exit. Okay, perfect. So this is the actual Copious. Okay, so what you're looking at here is our idea of how this orchestration engine is actually going to work. So my wife had the idea again. I got to shout her out. She's not here. I had these tabs, as you guys saw with the old Copious behind this one. I have like 13 versions. She's like, no, people need to understand it. We built it, but give it sections. I was like, no, we don't need that. But she was correct, because when we tested it with people, they like it better this way. So with Copious, you can think, you can talk, you can build, you can operate, you can discover. And we want to get to the point where you don't have to touch the AI, where you literally can just talk to it and it can operate for you. And that's this feature here called Conscious. I don't know if the volume is going to be connected.
It looks like you're in the Conscious overlay enclave. How can I orchestrate your experience tonight?
I'm here presenting.
You're drunk. What's on your mind?
I'm here presenting to an audience. I need you to open chat so I can actually send a message. So this here is what we refer to as Kaya. It's actually named after my wife as well. It's Conscious Maya. And it orchestrates, it's probably not gonna pick it up because the audio piece here, but the idea is that as you're moving around Copious and you're utilizing Copious, it's actually learning your actions. So we call these voice to action like models where it can literally do anything for you. It's going to give you suggestions, like you'll see these suggestions popping up. Hey, you want me to create this note for you? Hey, you want me to do this? And if you don't choose it in about 90 seconds, it just disappears. So like now, you see one there, capture that, what you discussed. And I can actually click there and it can actually capture the note. So we're far away from this, far away in AI, it's like 3 weeks, where it's actually going to be better. It can see too. So if I turn on the video here, let me see, allow. So it would be able to actually see me. And then it can actually talk. I can show up my phone and describe to it what I'm actually attempting to build and attempting to code out. In addition to that, we have our core voice, which we refer to as Honeybee. So if I launch Honeybee, hey, Honeybee. Hey, Honeybee.
Hey, Durant.
Hey, I'm here at an OpenClaw event, and we're showing Copious, we're showing you to a particular audience. Can you say hi to the audience?
Hello, everyone. It's so great to be a part of.
Can you see me now, Honeybee? So the idea here, I can actually drop this window. I can start, we have connectors inside of here, so you can actually add your connectors. And again, everyone, this is all natively. So it's probably about 350,000 lines of code. We're attempting to narrow that down so it can move faster. But the first tab that you guys see down here is Clay. This is where you get your experience. So if you want to program inside of Copious, you can actually do that as well through Codina. And Codina is just a name that stands for Code Engine Architect, Codina. So you can code here natively. We have a frontier model that we refer to as COME. That's Conduction Orchestration Model Architecture, COME 1. And I was actually doing some fine tuning when we were sitting there. In addition to that, if you go inside of Craft here, you can do some vibe, because people like that. The gentleman and I were just talking about the vibe word. I'm okay with these terms. But also quickly, what I'll show you all, somebody was talking about a browser. So this is Cosmos. And as you guys can see, it's a bit of a difference here at the top, WAW. It actually stands for World Agentic Web. So we want to change the entire dynamic of how the internet works. So we don't believe that the agents are going to go through the traditional internet at all. So this is why, if you guys see, WPAPS is Parallel Agent Protocol Socket Layer, and WAW is World Agentic Web.cosmos.agent. So if in the event you want to do the traditional browsing, you can actually just click on www, and you can browse inside of here. This is our website. You can open Apis, and Apis would actually give you some opinions about the site, and you can talk to it. But agents are not going to be in the traditional internet or the traditional browser framework, because it just doesn't work for it. And they kind of still think that there are bots that are there. So if you come inside of the actual browser, come into a close, so you see here, it can't resolve on the agenternet. You can actually get a .agent. We have .documents and different type of file formats where you can actually browse. The agents can actually browse themselves. Which brings me to our services. So here, this is Concierge. So these are going to be Copious branded actual agentic services. I have my calendar here, I have email, but the irony is this is not an email for me. This is the email for agents. So agent to agent email protocol. So it's 5 hubs inside of one interface. And again, this started as a linear project. When my wife and I were programming this, It was literally just for us to build an app. The first initial interface was terrible, but we have a design background, and when we built this out, we said, oh, okay, so we have to productize this now. So it's going to be available free. You're not going to have to add your API or anything like that because a lot of this stuff is foundational, it's hosted locally. So you literally just need a basic Mac computer. You guys can get in touch with me. I'll send you guys some of the links. And then the next month, it's going to be available to everyone. But in the next 2 weeks, we're going to continue our alpha program. I don't have much time to show the whole thing, but you guys can get in touch with me and we can actually give you guys access so you can demo it yourself. Thank you. Appreciate it.